Bye.
Cheers.
See ya. Dave, your first day on social media. And he was pretty drunk, so I think it's alcohol that had a problem.
I mean, you got to go. Dave, you're sideways. You just got to go sideways. I think you're.
Gotta unlock your phone, Dave.
What?
You're
Sideways.
Yeah. I don't understand what you mean. My phone doesn't have a lock.
Well, your screen does.
Your screen does.
You're like this.
Yeah.
You look like this to us.
Swipe from the top right.
There you go. There you go. You're great, Dave.
Okay, well, I got to put it back where it was, so.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, like, selfie this shit, so. Hold on. Tell me now.
Good. Good.
I think it's good.
Perfect.
That's great.
I was gonna.
You're the only one that looks like you're on set.
Dave, you look so good, man. I love that look. I love that.
Yeah, that's
look.
great. You got the guitar behind you. Look like a professional.
Wait, is Jesse here? That's all, because that's what we need, man.
Yeah, Jesse's back.
I'm here.
Okay, so Dave, this is where the video will start, and everybody on this call was part of the Blue Band group, and we're going to put some music out, and no one just explain what this was about. This call is all about Blue Band group.
I got a better picture.
Starting now. Nope.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, I'll take it.
That's awesome, Greg. I love that.
Isn't
Big
it?
stars.
It's pretty
Yes,
good.
someone turn your autofocus off if you can and keep on getting blurry.
That's like a metal band there, Dave. I mean, Greg.
Yeah, it could be an album cover for sure.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Okay, Dave, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so let's get Dave. I want to really go between Dave. Let's talk about everybody here. Greg, it must have been cool to witness the whole thing go down, and now you're going to hear it. But Dave, talk about what this music we made, this group of 6 songs with all our friends. You named it Blue Band Group. Tell us what it's about.
Well, when you guys first brought up the idea of doing a song, hey, Jesse, you remember the conversation that I had with you when you said, hey, we're going to record this on our iPhones? And I went, what? What?
Yes, I remember that clearly.
I literally don't even know how to turn on a computer. And Jesse's trying to explain to me how I'm going to do this on an iPhone. And Jesse, was I a little obnoxious?
No, well, you know what? Everybody's so used to the old analog way of recording, going into a studio. And I just been here, just hiding away like a hermit, learning how to kind of transition to the next stage. And I figure everybody's got $1,000 smartphone on them, and that the microphone is most of the cost of your cell phone. So, why not just use it, just see what we can get out of it from everybody at their home locations, all these thousands of miles away, just for fun to see what the heck would happen. And right away, the song that Britt had come up with, we immediately
Cover song.
Say again?
Cover song, because
Cover song, correct.
The idea
This
was
isn't new. We're not the idea. The idea was we started throwing around songs.
Yeah.
Everybody was throwing some songs.
But what really hit me, and then I'm going to show, was that we have the song "Old Friend" that is kind of the theme song and what the mission statement of Blackboard Jungle, and our old friends. And what is the extension? And there was this Kenny Rogers song that wasn't even that great, but it said what needed to be said.
Exactly.
As this thread of Greg and all our friends, the Blue Band group that they've named, the text thread was like, you can't make old friends.
Yes.
You just can't do. It's an impossible thing. And that was the name of the song. And I feel like that's an extension, along with another song that we covered that was an extension of a Blackboard Jungle song. So you guys can talk about that. So that was the first song that led to many other songs.
Well, your dad nailed it with our friendship. And an old friend is, I didn't get into my favorite Blackboard Jungle song before, but that's my favorite Blackboard Jungle song, is An Old Friend. And I like to think it's about me. And I'm sure a lot of people think that way. But I have such a close, special connection to you guys that when I hear it, the words are almost like you guys are wishing I was still there when you were playing it. And so it meant a lot to me. And then when this kind of pandemic started blowing up and everybody was like, what the hell's going on? The group that made me feel most comforted are this group of friends right here, and being able to just sit here and make music and work on the things that, as we're getting older, we realize are more precious to us with the people that we care about most.
I got to tell you, when you've got a bunch of guys that you've been friends with for, what, 32 years now? I've known you, Britt, and
Yeah, 88.
there's honor in putting in the work. And this project, ask my wife, it would be 7 o'clock at night, and Jesse would be saying, hey, have you got this part? Have you got this bit for me? And, it's literally the honor of friendship that would make me go, oh, fucking hell. And I'd go into the room, set the iPhones up, get the thing in my ears, get it done. And I would do the best performance that I could because I cared about what was going on with you guys, because I wanted to live up to your expectations. And I bet you everybody feels that way too, because everybody turned in these great performances.
And what you call it, the honor of friendship? That's a big word. That's good.
Yeah. And you mentioned your wife, Diane, who was a great help with, she sent all the emails, getting them all from her. So thank you, Diane, for your help.
I don't even know how to do that. Hey, Jesse. Now
I don't think they had an episode of Nova with that on it. That's the problem.
Yes, so Jesse was trying to get me to learn how to do this on iPhones, and I'm freaking out because I don't know how to even turn on a computer. I hammer nails for a living, and I'm like, it's impossible. This is impossible. And my wife said, no, you idiot. Do this.
Well, let me tell you something. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
To get a 7-year-old to be quiet and sit with his mom quietly while I take over the bedroom to sing for 50 minutes. That's a good one. And you don't know how many times my little boy opened the door and said, are you done, Dad? Are you done, Dad?
Daddy got a rock.
Greg, what did you think witnessing? I want to know what Greg Workel thought. You witnessed this all in the thread of us putting this whole thing together. Give us your witness of the formation of all this music.
No, I thought it was great. I thought, especially when the covers you guys picked, I thought that was really interesting. Like you said, the Kenny Rogers one is pretty amazing. That kind of fits right in. But I don't want to say the other names of the songs that I think you're doing, because I don't know if you're going to surprise people with them. But they're all pretty good. I mean, that's
no, and we're not going to.
And also, I like how you got Jesse and Greg Blackman and everybody to work into this, and it's awesome.
All right. Yes. Thank you.
Hey,
I was so
interested
in how you saw it.
There's one of these songs that requires me wearing a tutu.
So
Yeah,
what I want to do right now.
That's actually one of my favorite songs.
Let me get
I'm going to go one by one, and I want each guy to introduce one song we did and a little bit of the history of the recording and what we felt about it. So let's start with you, Greg. Pick one song you played on and how it went down. Give a little background on one song.
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Greg. You Can't Make Old Friends. I actually never heard the song before. Britt brought it up, and I thought it actually spoke for what we all have for many years really well. So I was excited to play on it. The way we did it was I did the drums. If I remember correctly, I did the drums first, right?
Yes. We started with drums on You Can't Make Old Friends.
Yeah, so I recorded the drums, I sent it out, and Jesse assembled everything like he did for all of them, and everybody put their parts together. And as we talked about before, we're all doing this from our homes during quarantine.
Awesome. Dave, why don't you give us one of your songs and then name the next song you'd like to introduce that we did, something about it.
I gotta say, out of all of the good work that we did, and there's a few songs that I'm going to skip over that were some of the best work that we've done in our lives. I have to say, having Man D collaborating with us on one of these might have been the highlight of it. It was a wonderful refreshment to have him, in our lives again. And Kenny, you worked with him on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a wonderful refreshment. It kind of picked me up. I was in the doldrums, and Mandy's involvement, I think, really picked me up as far as one of the performers.
And what was the name of that song?
What was your...
What's that?
What's the name of the song, and what did you play and do in the song?
Oh, are you okay? So we're letting the cat out of the bag. Great.
Yeah.
The Glamour Punks tune. I've been a big Glamour Punks fan since I was fucking 17 years old. You can see me at the age of 49 driving down my little small town streets with the windows fucking down in my truck, blasting "You Should Be More Like Me." It's literally one of my favorite songs ever recorded, and I got to play that with Man D. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, Jesse, why don't you talk now about a song?
Sure. I'd like to real quick give a brief thing about each because there's something special about each.
You want to round it up at the end then?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's come back because I got a little, from the guy that's putting it all together, I got a little bit of perspective from everybody and what I got from everybody. So
all right,
move on.
All right, Kenny.
I got to go with California Dreaming because that one hits me in the chest. I know we did that when we were in our youth. We did it. We rehearsed it at the church. I remember California Dreaming, and it brought me back.
I remember that.
We were rehearsing up in the balcony of the church.
The choir room.
And, it kind of just brought me back, but I thought it just sounded so passionate and it was so real from all of us. And
absolutely,
I love it. You know.
Well, Dave led the way. Dave led the way on that.
Hey, Kenny, I got to tell you, and I didn't want to pick that as my favorite because of the way you sang it. You are the star of that song, and I didn't want to overshadow you. So I'm glad that you picked that. Praise you for doing that, dude. It's
Thanks,
one of the best performances you've ever put in your life, and you did it from your bathroom, dude.
It was my bedroom, but still, you know.
Oh, I thought you were sitting on the toilet when you sang that.
No, that's his office.
Well, that song all to me came about in a really everything's been special that we've done, but that one in particular, just everything about it from the initial guitar tracks that Dave sent me, right up until the conversation that Kenny and I had, because I had no idea that you guys had done it prior, and so I was kind of looking at it with fresh ears, Blue Van Group, and then when I saw the Blackboard Jungle connection and I got that. I think that conversation between Kenny and I was key. And then I think
you know what my favorite part of
20
it
minutes
is
after that talk, I sent Kenny back a track, like 20 minutes after we talked, and that was the foundation for what it ended up being. So,
you know, and all of us have made asshole moves during this whole recording.
Not me.
And then I'm gonna let you take the floor on the songs, Jess. Everybody's made an asshole move, but my favorite by far is California Dreaming because of Kenny's vocal performance, and that he was just in it. It's the best. It's probably the best performance in the series of songs. But one of my favorite moments was Jesse did Asshole 101, and I said, "What's Kenny?" Because Jesse had done a great vocal performance on it that we took out because it needed to be as raw as it is. And Jesse sent me the Kenny's vocals with no music, rock and roll Asshole Move 101. Fuck it. Deep dick move, and actually cranked it up. Kenny's fucking vocals alone.
AB.
They're smoking. They were smoking with no music. I was like, whoa! And I'll be the first to sell Ken down the river. I'm the first. I was like, that's just smoking. So that's so Jeff. I'm gonna give you the score for. I'm gonna give you the score. We gotta add a little dirt on this. We're jacking each other off too much, so I had to get a little.
Dude,
all right, you go.
You know
Jeff.
what? It got to where it needed to be, and that to me is
exactly.
thing.
Hold on. Let me tell you guys something. Me and Jesse went back and forth about this. Him and I got really myopic on this tune. Really
explain myopic. What myopic?
It has to do with the glasses we're all wearing now, getting old.
I was gonna say, David's got the big words now. A lot of big words there. Go ahead.
Oh my God, you're a bunch of idiots. But anyway, fuck me. Off. Yeah. So grammar. Me and fucking Jesse really got into the weeds on this thing. Okay, is that better than myopic?
No, I'm gonna look up myopic. I'm learning from this.
Well, that's the definition.
Check it out. Check it out. Wait, Dave.
Hey, Dave, real quick. Wait, no, I got this. Dave, I write songs They didn't write lay me down in the myopic things.
It's not my optic, you Jersey fuck. Jesus Christ, it's my optic.
It's not about your vision.
So listen.
Did you get encyclopedia underwear or dictionary underwear recently?
I got
think-
the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But go on, Dave. Now you
I think MeUndies make those.
Yeah, it's like talking to guys from New Jersey, for fuck's sake. Oh, wait a minute, you are. So listen, me and Jesse really got into the weeds on this thing. This fucking guy put in like 6 fucking vocal tracks, you know, trying to capture, you know, Mama Cass. We're talking about Cass Elliot, one of the greatest singers that ever lived.
I choked on a chicken bone for half a fucking hour, dickhead.
Yeah, you know that if Karen Carpenter shared her sandwich with Mama Cass, they'd both still be alive.
Actually, she died of heart failure. So let's clear the record.
Okay, Dave Zink, pull it back in.
Okay. So me and Jesse got into the weeds on this thing. He put in all of this fucking work, put in like 6 vocal tracks. And it you know what? We're not good enough. We're not Michelle Phillips. We're not Mama Cass. So I finally listened to a track with Gus Kenny's vocals, and it inspired me. Like, wait a second. This fucking sounds good enough to where all I got to do is do the call and response on a 12-string electric. Anybody watching this, listen to the relationship between Kenny's vocal and the little bit that's in the background. And Jesse finally relented and said, yeah, you know what? It's fucking right. And Jesse, you made it sound like the ghost of Dave Zink or the ghost of Mama Cass, who is very much my better, in the background. And Kenny, you fucking nailed it. This thing is a fucking masterpiece. Mark my words.
Well, you know, everybody had a great performance. And when we went into doing all these songs, there's a few songs that we did. If you don't mind, Brett, I'll just roll into, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This
got to get back.
The end of it. Yeah.
Apparently, Greg's got to get back to all the furniture he's got from IKEA he's trying to put together with one hand.
Is that what you're saying? I'm actually taping something.
Wait a minute.
I'm
Greg
taping
only has one hand?
No, I just think it's a
I'm
fantastic
working with one
idea
hand,
while
yeah.
we're all zooming that the guy in Oregon's ripping duct tape while people are getting interviewed.
No, I
Go
got
on,
this
tell me
body
the
I'm
special
trying to
part
get
about the song.
Sorry. I didn't think you could hear it outside.
All right, Jesse, do
Just
the
fucking with you,
rundown, Jesse.
All right. So anyway, the batch of songs that we picked were very kind of eclectic and out of left field, and they all touched the band in some way. It all made sense, but some of it were songs that we'd never heard of before. I mean, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. I mean, Islands in the Stream. I didn't know they did anything else together, you know. And so when these songs all came up, and I went back and I listened to the originals, that was the only point of reference that I had, was to try and capture the originals with these iPhone recordings that we're making. You know, I mean, I'm probably the only one that's got a little bit more of an expensive studio equipment here. I knew that Britt had a decent setup, and Kenny's got a really nice voiceover setup at his place. But as far as Joel and Dave and Greg, it's kind of really different ways that we got to bring in the drums. I mean, Joel amazingly found a way to capture his drum set with just a single iPhone. And when you listen to California Dreaming, there's no way you're going to tell me that doesn't sound like these were isolated microphones. I mean, every single kick of the drum, hit of the snare, it sounds like he was in the room and magically recording everything with us. And so that whole song came together in just such a beautiful and amazing way.
Well, I know that it was late here, and I would be calling you up, and you would be mixing late at night. It was late here, and you put some blood in. I don't know how you did what you did, and I want to do a real quick rundown before you do this. I want to give a quick reason of why each song was done. Then you can do. You Can't Make Old Friends, extension of Old Friend. 80s. Dave Zink used to play that song in Blackboard Jungle rehearsals by himself, screaming it at the top of his lungs. And when the Nirvana song "Come As You Are" came out, I realized it was already some old Killing Joke song. Then we did "Earache My Eye," another song Dave Zink just used to play like a madman at Blackboard sound checks. The glamour punk songs, obviously the connection, the brotherhood connection there. And then California Dreamin' just says it all. There's once again an extension of California. That's an extension. The this time last year, it's just because you're always thinking about that. That is a lot of the theme of this whole thing. But back to Jesse, I just wanted to name all the songs we did.
That's great. And you forgot You Should Be in that last one too, which Dave brought up. Mandy was one of the first guys that I met when I moved out to Hollywood with Kenny in 1988, and it was cool. I always liked the Glamour Punks, and it was cool to be able to work with them and do the song some justice. It's such a fun song and uplifting in this time of everything that's going on. And so You Can't Make Old Friends, it connected perfectly to our friendship. And Dave sent me some nice acoustic guitar. It started off with Greg's amazing drums as a backbone. And then I was able to lay down some soft acoustic guitar, and we built it. Dave added some parts. And
Jesse, you're being humble. Listen,
I'm
that
humble, dude.
song, the very first song that we did, there's no way that would have turned out the way it did if you hadn't have put in the work. You are the foundation of that song. You're the one that figured out the cadence of that song. You're the one that got me on the rhythm and said, no, it's like this. That the whole start of this was because of you.
Well, I've been out of work. I've been out of work since it started, and we got serious health conditions in this house, and I don't plan on going back anytime soon because of them. So this is the work that I do. This is the work I've wanted to do my whole life. So
you know, Jesse, you know what? One of the joys of this, it's been a couple of months we've been screwing around with this, and I'm one of these so-called essential workers. I'm a contractor. I'm going and fixing course. So I come home at the end of the workday, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I get home. I try to give you a little bit to record on. By the time I'm done doing it, it's, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night. I send it to you. You're already in bed. I wake up in the morning, and it's like 6:30, and there's a text from you, and you're 3 hours ahead of me in Florida. And you already fucking, like, I don't know, got up and, like, mixed it, fucked with it, fucking put me on auto-tune because I can't fucking sing.
Nobody here requires much auto-tune. Don't worry.
But that's one of the joys of this.
I got to make one special thank you, and it's my wife, Mary, because she knows I've been treating this since it happened. I said, look, I've been wanting this opportunity to work with my closest musical friends in my entire life and closest friends in my entire life, that this is my job right now. And she's been totally cool. So I know, Dave, you've been working through this. Jamie's been working. Everybody's been working, doing stuff. Joel's getting stuff ready. Kenny's working. Everybody. And Greg Blackman, God bless you, dude. I don't know how you're doing it with the hours that you're putting in. And
no shit. Everybody.
The sun never sets at his house, ever.
No, dude.
Was he in Alaska?
Yeah, I'm telling you. The sun was.
Put Greg Blackman up on the screen.
It's almost as if one of his best friends put him on a pedestal like that.
There
Anyway.
Hey, Greg, listen. No, hold on. Stop. Everybody, give Dave Zink the floor. Listen, Greg. The fact that you could put drums into this, because I'm one of these idiots that doesn't even know how to run, like equipment like this, like iPhones. I just know how to make a fucking phone call. My daughter had to teach me how to read an email. The fact that you put a drum part in for that first song that we did gave me faith in the process. God bless you.
Oh, it's all about macros and manipulating things with quantization. It's easy.
I can't blame you.
Greg, tell us a little bit about your electronic drum kit, by the way, because you did use an electronic drum kit.
Oh, we want to give that secret out?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so it's Roland V drums, and we record with MIDI, and then we can make it sound as good as we want. And Jesse's
awesome.
That. But yeah, I did really play the songs. Even though they're electronic drums, I actually bashed them out on the drums, and there's video of me doing it. And
well, I will say, playing like Greg and Joel, working with both of them is really special to me because they're two different types of players, but amazing in both their own respects. And Greg and Joel are the two most soft-spoken people I've ever met in my entire life. And I like to think that when they hit the drum, it's the only punch they're ever going to throw because they crack that snare like nobody I've ever met.
Bullshit. Hold on. Bullshit. Give me the floor. Okay, there's an expression that goes around, which, how'd you like to be punched in the face by a drummer? Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to get punched in the face by a guy that hits shit for a living.
Yeah.
Exactly. But my point is, that guy will never throw that punch because he's a saint.
I don't know.
It can happen.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Let's go, motherfucker. I'm in Florida.
I don't think anybody's gotten closer to it than you, Jess.
All right, well, Jess, you got anything to wrap up on this? Maybe we'll send Kenny to wrap up the final words, and we'll
But
any
listen,
technicalities, anything. But let's go non-spiritual. Let's go technically. What was your longest night? What was your longest night?
oh, I'm not gonna lie. They've all been long because when I get this stuff from you guys, I know you're 3 hours behind me, and I know that everybody's got to work. Hey, Aiden.
Hayden.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, buddy. So I know that everybody's got to work, and I know
Blackboard
that
Jungle baby.
There you go.
Right.
it's a BBJB.
He's a BBJB.
So
Hey,
my mentality going in when you guys get me the stuff is later in the day is I can sleep during the day. There's a global pandemic going on. I let Mary know I just got stuff, and I just go in here and I spend the night working on it because I know when you guys get up the next day and you still got to work with all this shit going on,
You're blowing
at
us again.
least you'll have something to listen to.
Okay, well, so let's go take our dicks out of each other's hands for a minute. I want to know before we end this, and then I'll let Ken wrap this up, or Jesse. What was starting with Greg? I'm just going the way I see everybody. What was your most frustrating moment of this process? Because there was nights I wanted to throw up. What was yours, Greg?
Struggling to play in time. You know, I haven't had the experience that these guys have with playing drums and doing music constantly. My focus has been elsewhere. So just struggling to keep up with that was a challenge.
Okay, Dave Zink.
My most frustrating thing is I don't have a home recording studio. So everything that I did literally had to be done in one take all the way through.
No, I want to know you frustrated with somebody else. Not frustrated with yourself.
All right. Oh, we can go there. I was still trying to be friendly.
I'll get to you, Jess. What was your most frustrating moment with somebody else, Dave? Let's be real. That's what people want to see.
Honestly, I haven't had one. Look,
You called me up fucking freaking out 60 times a fucking day.
Yeah,
that's
but you know
typical.
what? It's just Dave, and we're
Right.
all
That's
good.
typical Dave. I mean,
yeah,
that
hold
doesn't.
on, Billy, stop.
Keep in mind though. Keep in mind
Dave's
though,
got the floor.
most of us never spoke to each other.
Listen,
Dave, what-
Rick, that doesn't mean that I'm frustrated with you. It's just getting the job done.
Yeah,
You know
but the most difficult part of the job, just a day that something went crazy on us.
I got to be honest. It's just work. We got the studio work done. We all did well with each other. The work got done. I really didn't have any frustrations.
Okay. My most frustrating day was hearing Jesse's backup vocals on Californication sound like California Dreaming sound like angels, and realizing they were wrong and having to tell him that this masterpiece that he did just didn't work. It was better with Kenny's vocals that he semi-isolated, which was a fucking, dickhead.
I'll let you in.
move.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Okay.
Those original lyrics, those original backups that I did took me about probably just under a half an hour to lay them down.
Okay, great.
And my purpose of putting him in, look, Kenny is one of my favorite all-time singers in my entire world.
You're
my
out.
life.
You're blowing him
Okay.
again. I'm going
No,
with
no,
Kenny.
I'm not.
You're out.
I'm
Kenny.
not. Listen, I'm not.
Kenny.
Stop. I'm not. Listen. When what I wanted to do, Kenny and I have never had the working relationship as producer to singer. It's always been guitar player to singer.
Right.
So I think he'll agree. We've never communicated in that way. Okay. And everybody in this band, consider all of us in this is the Blue Van group. This is us now. And to me, it's important that even if I have to be a little bit of a dick, which I don't mean to be because I love all you guys, it's all for the benefit of the song and the process. And we had moments. I sent you a text, Britt, with California Dreamin'. I'm like, because when I laid those down, it set a tone. Dave's guitar set the original tone. But when I laid them down, it set a tone. And without them, we wouldn't have got to the end result, which is pretty amazing.
I totally agree. I totally agree. That's a great point. Kenny, what's your most frustrating part of this thing? Make it fun.
I think when you slept with my wife.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
We were allowed to do that?
back in the day, we all slept with everybody, man. It's all good.
See, Kenny's good. I mean, give the people what they want.
Hey, Kenny, I slept with every girlfriend you had.
Greg, you're muted. Greg, you're muted.
I know. I
We are
was
more than brothers.
I was doing some duct tape, and I didn't want to I didn't want to disturb anybody. Go ahead.
Anyway, Bueller. Yeah, I think my most frustrating moment was when Jess said, "I'll take this one," and it was California Dreamin', and I went, "What?" And Britt had to talk me off a cliff. He was like, "Dude, don't lead singer him. Don't. What did you? Don't jet god him."
Hey, guys. Hey,
That's
everyone.
awesome.
Stop. I've got the fucking floor right here because I fucking went through this shit.
What are you
With
drinking, Dave?
Hey, stop. Let me tell you something. Fucking Jesse fucking worked his fucking balls off on those lyrics. Let me fucking tell you something. Try to be Michelle
I
Phillips.
can't hear you. His dick's in your mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
Michelle Phillips from Mama Cass, okay? And try to do it while you're fucking making a record in Florida with fucking 4 or 5 dickheads on the West Coast that are all bitching at you and trying to fucking get you to produce material. Anybody who fucking has a problem with that, fucking come to me and I'll pee on you or something.
That's why when Jesse, it's not that night. Jesse's good. Jesse wanted to kill. All right. We're good. We got him.
We want to talk about anything else that upsets us? Anything?
Oh, man.
I don't know. You guys apparently had a conversation about Britt's asshole in Austin, Texas, and my flaccid penis.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's
You
the
couldn't
well.
get it up
Sorry.
to Britt.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't fuck him. He just sucked.
Hey, Greg.
I'm
I've
kind of
always-
happy you didn't.
Greg Warkle.
Yeah.
He was just unappealing.
One
Can I
hand
tell you
Warkle.
guys something? Let me tell you something. Several years in all my jobs and businesses, everybody goes, "Kenny, tell us a rock and roll story." And I whip out that story and everybody goes,
You know
was
what, Ken? You got to tell the full story because and now people are going to want to know. It's the great rock and roll mysteries.
All
It'll be
right.
great. My mom and dad will watch this. It'll be awesome. Just tell
"Let's
tell
do
it.
this before my phone battery dies because I'm almost out."
This is the end of the. This is what we go out on, guys.
This is
Okay.
the
Sounds
end.
good.
So
Wait a
we
minute.
had opened
Hold
for
on.
Faster Pussycat.
We're going to go out on your
Dave,
asshole?
stop! Dave,
Fuck
stop!
you.
Dave, stop!
Down, David. So
Down, dog.
we had opened for Faster Pussycat on the tour, and we had done it. And Eric Stacy was very sick, and he was like, "I think I got the flu. Britt, would you stand in for me?" And Britt was like, "Holy shit, he wants me to stand in for him." How impressed. We're in the van, we had played, and we're like, "Woo, yeah, we just opened again, and we're on tour." And Dave turns around, cocky guitar player, and goes, "You shouldn't play bass. You're not as good as Eric. I am. I'll play bass." Both of them
I remember that.
over 2 van seats look at each other and they're like, fuck you, and they just go crazy. And Dave's like, "You know what?" Oh, Britt goes, "You know what? If you think so, and Dave said something like, well, that's what it was. It was
He
like,
tried to kiss
fuck
me.
you. I will fuck you in the ass, Britt." Like Dave always went to, "I'll fuck you in the ass." I don't know why he always did that, but he
Oh,
did
we
it.
know why he always did that.
And Britt goes, "Okay, motherfucker, I'll bet you. Let's go." And we're driving, and we have 2 or 3 cars of Faster Pussy. We have Brett Muscat in a car with like 3 or 4 girls driving other cars, following us back to the hotel. So all of a sudden, it's like, pull over. We pull over into like a mini mall. All these
There's
girls
a
follow us,
Whataburger.
and they get their lights in a circle. Dave jumps out. Britt jumps out. Britt goes, "Come on, man. F me in the A." And he pulls down his pants. Dave pulls down his pants. These girls are all like, "Oh my God." They're freaking out. They're screaming, "What are you guys doing?" Dave is trying to mount Britt, but he cannot get an erection.
Yeah, he's trying to jerk himself to get hard so he can mount.
He said that he couldn't do it because I had zits on my ass.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
believe it.
God.
I think we both know we weren't going to let it happen, but basically, I
Of
said he
course.
lost the $5 bet, and I gave him a
That's
Welch's.
that's right. It was a $5 bet.
soda.
Friggin'
Welch's
That's right,
soda,
we
and I put a
doubled
Welch's soda on his hand. Yeah.
Final
Oh,
Tap, the next
wasted
generation.
youth, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I said that's
Wasted
like
youth.
Spinal Tap, the next generation.
Yeah. As today's kids would say, that's inappropriate, Daddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we wonder why there's girls in the Midwest that are like, Blackboard Jungle, they're gay. Okay.
Oh man.
Maybe.
All right. Well, there's the story. Jesse and Dave, give the final goodbye, and then we'll post this and create some more madness.
Right. Fuck off.
Love you guys.
Let's keep making music. Everybody.
Okay.
I love you guys. Rock on.
Love you. Stay dangerous.
All right.
Drive
See you
fast and take a
Saturday.
lot of chances, everybody.
Take care. Love you all.